Startling story of Michigan prosecutor accusing a mother of catfishing and harassing her own daughter. Hey there, welcome to Fact It. Today, we're taking a look at some memorable instances when those who harassed and tormented others faced some well-deserved consequences for their action. Number 9. Coffee can. Some toxic people believe that they can do whatever they want without consequences. But no. After working with the franchise Costa Coffee from 2007, working her way up to area manager, Sharon Kane's career suddenly ended in 2022 after a disciplinary hearing ruled against her. However, Kane didn't believe this was fair and took her former employers to a tribunal to claim compensation. As a result, her dirty laundry was aired publicly. A host of accusations came out about Kane, including browbeating staff, causing emotional harm, and openly belittling workers. In 2023, the court dismissed Kane's claims, ending her hope of a final payday. Number 8. The e-commerce con. There's probably not a worse seller in the eyeglasses game than Vitaly Borker. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. He's been arrested on charges related to his company's Decor My Eyes Optics Fast and Eyeglasses Depot. Borker would be rude to customers, whose online complaints ironically caused traffic to his sites to increase. As such, his behavior got worse as he made threats, harassed, and scammed clients who complained about the product. In 2012, Borker was sentenced to 4 years. In 2018, he was sentenced to 2 years in jail for breaking his parole by setting up a new company and going back to his terrible ways. In 2022, Borker was back in cuffs after committing fraud and identity theft with another new company. He's currently awaiting sentencing after pleading guilty. Number 7. Teaching badly.
Arrested for allegedly paying students to bully and attack a classmate. The Caddo Parish Sheriff's Office says Adrena Smith was subbing at North Caddo Elementary Middle School last month when she allegedly paid students $5 each to tackle their classmate. The Sheriff's Office says they viewed video that appears to show Smith instigating the incident. They say it also shows Smith congratulating some of the students involved. Smith was arrested and booked on 5 counts of contributing to the delinquency of juveniles and 1 count of malfeasance in office. Sheriff's Office says more arrests are possible.
Unsurprisingly, in 2022, Smith was arrested for her terrible actions and was charged with several counts. She was also fired from the Caddo Parish School District. Number 6. Rich Justice. In recent years, there have been several reports about Amazon's iffy working conditions, and not many had it as bad as Michael Kopp at their fulfillment center in San Bernardino, California. For 4 years, he was tormented by coworkers who targeted his developmental disorders. He was called vile slurs and belittled regularly. When Kopp complained to higher-ups, nothing happened. After he fell ill from stress in 2020, Amazon bosses refused to acknowledge his doctor's note and told him to go back to work. So Kopp left and he was later fired. In 2023, after issuing a lawsuit against his former employers, a jury awarded Kopp $1.2 million for the emotional distress he had experienced. Number 5. TikTok tirade. In 2023, influencer Jackie La Bonita was trying to take a video at a Houston Astros game. Instead, she captured 2 wannabe cast members of Mean Girls, showcasing vile behavior. On top of flipping the bird and barely hiding it, they gave her dirty looks, recorded her on their phone while yelling lame, and loudly criticized her to each other. Unfortunately for them, the internet was livid. Even celebrities like Cardi B showed their displeasure. People discovered the identities of the 2 women and doxed their details. This forced the 2 to make a TikTok video explaining their actions, which didn't go down well. Not long after, La Bonita met up with the women, and they apologized for their behavior. Number 4. The baseball beast. After playing baseball professionally, Jim Foster moved into coaching the sport at several colleges and academies. In 2022, he joined Northwestern University as the head baseball coach for the Northwestern Wildcats. Yet just over a year later, Foster's career came to an abrupt end. Over his time in charge, various coaches resigned and at least 15 players entered the transfer portal, all to escape Foster's hazing and tormenting methods. He was accused of intimidating injured players so much that others hid their injuries from him. After an investigation by the college's HR department, which was criticized for its long length, Foster was fired. However, 3 former employees issued a lawsuit against Northwestern for receiving negative consequences after reporting Foster's deeds. Number 3. Motorbike menace.
Your road to MotoGP starts here. Apply to be a British Talent Cup rider before the 17th of June.
Number 2. Mother Monster. In 2021, a teenage girl who studied at a Beale City public school in Michigan was receiving a host of hateful cyber messages from an unknown source. Even her boyfriend was getting them as well as a friend. After a police investigation, it was discovered that the culprit was the daughter's mother, Kendra Licari. The terrible mom and catfisher who had worked as a basketball coach at her daughter's school had manipulated her digital location to make it seem like another student was responsible. Reportedly, there were hundreds of pages of abusive messages. In 2023, Licari, as part of a deal, pleaded guilty to some of the charges. She was sentenced to jail for between 19 months and 5 years. Number 1. Roommate from Hell. After Channel Rowe joined the University of Hartford in Connecticut, she was placed in a room with Brianna Brochu. The two apparently had issues, but it wasn't until Rowe moved out that she discovered the extent of her roommate's animosity. When Brochu bragged about her actions on Instagram, she stated she smeared Rowe's stuff in bodily fluid and moldy food and referred to Rowe as Jamaican Barbie. As well as being arrested, Brochu was also expelled from the unit. In 2018, Brochu entered an accelerated rehabilitation program, escaping criminal charges on her record in exchange for 2 years of probation and 200 hours of community service. The judge added that Brochu would be punished enough after people, such as employers, look her up online. Which film harasser sticks in your mind as the worst of all time? Ace in Stand By Me, Fred in Dazed and Confused, Draco Malfoy, or someone else? Let us know below.